Today we are going to talk about how William Brown generates $466,000 a month from the simplest YouTube funnel ever that you have seen. So, who is this guy? Well, his name is William Brown. He's a person who have created a business and sold it for millions of dollars, and now he started creating content on YouTube, and he coaches people how to do YouTube, how to build, grow businesses. So that's why I'm going to cover exactly how his funnel looks like, everything, and breaking down his entire YouTube on what he's doing, which I think makes him generate $466,000 a month purely from YouTube organic. And that's pretty crazy for me. So let me explain how the funnel looks like. We start with a simple YouTube video. For example, this one, how I make 450K a month with a team of 7, no paid ads, profit margin of 83%. Now, that's a YouTube video. What happens is that in the YouTube video, there is a call to action somewhere around the 4 to 6 minute mark, and we go to a crossroad. He doesn't talk about the exact product he has. He talks about, okay, if you're interested in getting one-on-one experience, one-on-one guidance from me, go check the link down below. Then we go to his description where get into a crossroad. We can either go to this link or this link. We can choose each one. Now let's talk about the second one because that's an entry-level product, and the other one is a high-ticket coaching. So the entry-level product is his book, where he explains how he made 10 million and sold his e-learning company. Now, I haven't read this book to be transparent with you, but I'm sure that he here upsells to his high ticket coaching because that's what people do in books. As if you read those self improvement books, they are like upselling people. And I think that happens in the same way here. How he can do that? One is directing people to assets onto his um page where he says his high ticket coaching, or he can direct people to newsletters. And those are the two ways I've seen from books being upsold to different programs. And I even I don't know if I upsell to one, but like, have you read the book called um how to story brand? It was something, the name story brand, something like that. I read that book, and in there was assets, and I downloaded them, and I got onto a newsletter, and there they tried to upsell me, which I think I haven't done. But yeah, so that's the entry level product. He sells his book. Now we go to his high ticket coaching. That's his main product. Here we have a very simple sales page. As you know, we start with a VSL where he explains why this is the best thing, why you should buy this, or not buy this, but why you should book a call. And then, this is a sales page where he explains what these people are doing, what they are doing. They help you build, grow, or exit. So, what kind of entrepreneur stage you are at, they help you do that. And they explain how to do that, how to be successful, simple persuasion, and why work with us. Then testimonials, this is credibility because he was mentioned in Forbes. Then the 10 million, the 2 comma club, meaning the 10 million award. Then testimonials from people he worked with. Now this is really important because these guys like Mike Thurston, I don't know this guy's name though, Mike Diamond, they are really known in the space. So if you just scroll through this testimonial page, you're going to be like, if this guy worked with these kinds of people, I also want to work with him. So that's why I think so that's what he uses. And yeah, this is a very simple sales page. And then we go to his book a call page. This is very simple. Please wait until 5 seconds until the calendar loads. Like, you have to do this every time. You pick a calendar time and you can book a call. And if you are, making your mouse go to the exit tab, then this thing appears, which is very interesting because I have seen other people do this, but not in this way. Everyone does this, stay, give me your email, and blah, blah, blah. But he pushes you to his IG. And when you go to his IG, what is happening is that there are highlights right here, which you can go click and, see more credibility, see more testimonials, and get back to his Booker call. And he also posts stories where he can, nurture you more to book a call with him. And also, what he does is he has reels cut out from his YouTube videos or podcasts he has been on, and those are put in here, in the posts. So you are nurtured. So you decide, oh my God, I want to work with this guy. Now, with that said, when a call is booked, I think we have the same pre-call reminder. Now, what do I mean? I think we have the same pre-call reminder system. Most of the, people in the online space use this entire pre-call reminder system. And let me explain why I know this. Because you maybe know this guy. This is Charlie Morgan. Charlie Morgan he generates $1 million a month from a coaching business where he helps agencies, consultants, coaches, and info product sellers get more clients. Now, this is the exact system they and others use. Me, clients of mine, we use this. So how this works is that they book a call through Calendly, and there's a lot of questions. Why they put a lot of questions is that nurtures those people who are not really interested. So you put questions right now. This is my questions. These are my questions. Then they redirect to a video where he explains like if you booked a call but you don't confirm it, it is going to be cancelled. When that's done, he explains about more reminders. Like I can play this for you guys. This is how you have to confirm your appointment. And he talks about five quick things. One is confirm the call, don't ghost us, blah blah blah. These are really simple things, and he redirects you to a YouTube video at the end. Like, as well, check my case studies and watch my YouTube channel, as you can see right here with Imperium Acquisitions for Charlie Morgan. I haven't booked a call on uh, William Brown's Calendly page, but I think it's the same. Also, what they do is they send ASAP an invitation email, to confirm the email, a text message on your phone, and a welcome email. This is something that's sent ASAP. And also, they send a personal message through WhatsApp that, hey, I'm going to come to your sales call. Please reassure me that you're going to come as well. When that's done, this is just, this is instant when someone books a call. Then we have the email and text reminders 2 days before, 1 day before, 1 hour, 15 minutes before, and then they show up. Now, a sales system is completely different for every single person. For example, what I've learned from my mentor on sales is we start in an intro phase, we go to a discovery, we go to a transition, we go to a pitch, then we go to a commitment phase, then we go and close the sale. And that's how I would handle these sales calls, but it's completely different for William Brown. But this is his entire funnel. Like, this is very simple. As you can see, there is a YouTube video which goes to a crossroad, either entry-level product where you go upsell to a high-ticket coaching, or simply go to his high-ticket coaching, book a call, show up to the call, and get sold. Like that's easy. That's very, very simple YouTube, the very simple funnel. And as you can see, I put here a king emoji, because a crown emoji, because YouTube has the highest leverage in Williams Brown business. Because how he's creating YouTube content puts him as an advantage for every other creator or business owner in the online space. And that's why I put this here, because I want to explain what he's doing, which I think makes him just get more views, get more clients, and just overall perform better in the online space. So what is this exactly I mean? So let's break down his YouTube, and let's start with the targeting. Who is he exactly targeting with this content that he's creating? Well, he targets mostly unaware business and money making niche. Now, what I mean by that? Well, just read these titles. Step by step, how I would make $4,000 in 7 days if I had no choice. This is a video which someone who wants to make money online would watch. But he doesn't explain how he is doing it. Like he could have put in the title like how I would make with YouTube $4,000. But that's not what he did. He really targets the unaware, the beginners. Bef- I could have changed the word unaware to beginner and it would be the same. And also unaware, business niche. Now, what I mean by that is people in the business niche, they want to consume information about how to make more money, how to create, offers, how to do this, how to do that. And for example, this title perfectly aligns with that. How to sell your knowledge and make $10,000 a month or just more. So that's why this is a title and thumbnail combination which perfectly aligns with a unaware or beginner business niche. And this is exactly his targeting. Now, what are the pros and cons to this targeting? Because we can target a lot of different things based on what we are selling. So the pros of targeting beginners and unawares is that you have to only talk about beginner information. So you don't have to talk about the best newest strategy to run ads because these people couldn't even use it for themselves as value. So you have to talk about the beginner information. And that's, being like, okay, this is how you make money online. Let's say you find a problem and you create a solution and you sell it. Like this is beginner information because yes, someone on the other side of the screen understands it and it's good information and maybe they're like, oh my god, my life is changed, which is what we want to do with YouTube content. But it's like, is it that much implementable? Not really. And that's why we talk about this as beginner information. So that's one of the pros. The other pros is unlimited audience. Now, what I exactly mean by that is that unaware and the beginner people are always coming to the niches. Like beginner and unaware people are always going to be more, 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 and more. And that's why he has right here almost an unlimited audience. And the third pro is really selling the dream. Now, this is what we are going to talk about more when I break down his value creation. But like he's selling the dream more than providing the information to actually go to the dream. Now, I'm not here to yap that William Brown doesn't provide information. No, that's not my goal here. What William Brown does is very good. And why I say that because he facilitates a transformation with YouTube content. And that's the key when it comes to YouTube. It's not about selling the most value. It's not about that. It's never about that. It's making the most life changes through one video. So that's why one of the pros for his targeting is really selling the dream because he doesn't have to explain, oh my god, do this step to, run ads and blah 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 blah. No, this is exactly not. Like he sells the dream so much that people just want to act and William Brown facilitates a transformation in other people's lives. Now, exactly this is what we are talking about in the one sentence persuasion. One sentence persuasion is a sentence that I don't exactly know the name who created it. Let's check it together. One sentence persuasion. But who is the name of this guy? Sorry for that. Blair Warren. He created this one sentence persuasion. And the goal of the one sentence persuasion is to explain what is the best and the so-called easiest way to persuade people. And he created one sentence, and one of the parts of this sentence is that you have to encourage others dreams. And William Brown mastered this. He encourages other people's dreams and he persuades them to change in a positive way, and it's great. And he's loving what he's doing. People are changing their lives and he's making a bunch of money at the back of it. So everyone wins. And that's why this is one of the pros of targeting unaware people. Now, one of the cons is you have to sell them on your vehicle. Think about this change. Like if think about the difference like this. If I have a YouTube product which I want to sell and I attract unaware people or YouTube aware people. Now, what's the difference here? Like, if I create a title of how I built a 5,000 per year coaching business in under 2 years, this is the title, then this is unaware people. Then if I want to sell them on, buy my coaching program where I teach you to do the same, I have to sell them my YouTube, that you have to use YouTube for this, and I have to sell them on that. Now, if you don't want to do this, you can put in the title, let's say, for an example, how I built a 5,000 per year coaching business purely from YouTube. Then only those people will click on it who are already interested in YouTube. And what that allows you to do is not have to, sell your vehicle, just tell why you're so much better, so unique, and why people should buy from you. So that's one of the cons, but because William Brown mastered, and we are going to talk about mastered communication, and we are going to talk about this as one of his edge in YouTube. He doesn't have a problem with that. He can very easily sell you, aka persuade you to on his vehicle. Now, a lot of people confuse persuasion with something negative, which is not, and that's why I'm very happy to say that he persuades other people to do this, because he makes money, other people make money, and everyone is happy. That's why persuasion is good for him. Now, he targets people just like this. These are the pros and the cons. But how does it actually work? How does he provide the value for these people? And this is where we come to the value creation. There are two stages on this journey when an unaware person comes to his YouTube channel and he becomes an action taker and a money maker. So, how does it look like? There is the what and the how. These are the two stages of the journey. Selling you the what and selling you or giving you the how. This is how his YouTube value creation looks like. And what I exactly mean by that is the first step of the journey is you have to be sold on the what, like his business model. Like he wants to sell you his business model, like how to, let's say how to sell information through YouTube. That's his model. And he has to sell you on that. So in his video, he sells you in those. And that's how simple this works. You start the video, you talk about a lot of dream outcome, like making 10K per month, living your dream life, traveling the world, and blah, blah, blah. You talk about all the benefits, and you say all the benefits are attached to this thing. And you, like, how can I say this as a back example for you guys? Is that, let's say you want to sell similarly, creating one kind of funnel. Just as a pure example, you want to sell someone how this funnel is the best one. What you do is you talk about all the benefits of this funnel while you're talking why other funnels are not that great. And here, what is important is William Brown doesn't mentions to you that, yo, drop shipping doesn't work, SMMA doesn't work. No, he's not that type of person. Then he would become a guru. He's not what this is not what he's doing. He's talking about the dream outcome. So if you don't want to, run after clients and just sell your information, which you're an expert in, this is how you do it. And he sells you the what. He never ever disses the others in order for him to gain an advantage. What he's doing is talking about what he does and why it's great. And this is how he says you the what. And here there's a loads of dream outcome and benefits, and there is very little information on about exactly how to do that. Like one of his most successful videos has 500,000 views, and he mentions only for 2 minutes steps on how to do it, but that explains and shows how people need to be convinced, and that creates the transformation. And that's why he's a master of YouTube, because he created the transformation in people even though he wasn't even talking about the information. And that's why a lot of people, when they come to create this content, they're like, they are expert about what they do, but they can't seem to figure out how to get views and how to make people to care about him or care about their content. And it's because a lot of people just focus too much on the information, rather making people want to decide and act that they want to, consume this information and get to the next step. And I'm going to show an example from one of his videos because I think this shows correctly how it works.
But to a lot of people, that's like life changing, isn't it? To most people out there who are making 2, 3, 4K a month in a job that they hate, Imagine making 15, 16, 17,000 per month consistently, reliably, doing what you love and just helping other people. This is the best part about what I'm going to share with you here. Like, it's very high integrity, it's very high respect because you're just sharing your knowledge and people will pay you to learn what you know that they don't yet know, right?
Have you seen what he was doing right there? It was like leaving your job, doing what you love, making money by selling your expertise. It was all about the dream outcome, the benefits, not about the information. He even created a loop in your mind, and this is what we call a loop, where he's like, we are going to talk about that, later on, or what I'm going to talk about will allow you to do this. So he opened the loop to stay in the video, but still he was continuously talking about the dream outcome, the benefits. Now, you're sold on this. This is the first step of the journey. You're sold on his business model. You're sold on his what. The next step is to say you the how and build more trust by him showing that he understands everything about this business model. And that's when we come to the second step of the journey and selling you the how. This is all about giving the information to succeed with the what. And it's continuously attached to the dream outcome. Now, quickly, a lot of people do these kinds of videos where, like, yeah, this is how you do X, Y, and Z, bang, bang, bang. But they don't even mention or talk about what are the benefits of doing this. Like, for an example, just a quick example, think about, you know, riding the bicycle. And you know that if you press the brake too fast, you will fall over. But you're teaching to an unaware little kid biking. And you say, do not ever, press the brake so quickly. And you don't explain why. What are the benefits? What are the pros? What are the cons? And of course, then they're not going to listen to you and you're not going to create a transformation in other people's lives. Because in a similar way, when you're trying to teach a kid, if you don't explain why and how it aligns with their lives, they're not going to care about it. In the same way, when you teach, oh, this is the information you need, this is the next information, next information, next information you need, it's great. Thank you so much for this information, but I don't see how it would help me. So that's why you must align and attach every single information in the how to what they want to achieve, because that's going to get them to take action and be thankful of your information that you're sharing with them. So that's exactly the how. This is much more easier than the what, because you just give out all the experience, the information that you already have. And when another person comes, watches this type of video and then this type of video, they are going to be definitely an action taker and money maker on the back end. So with that said, this is how the value creation happens. And the next thing, and the last thing which I want to talk about in today's video is what is William Brown's edge on YouTube? He just came onto YouTube, blew up after months of failing, and now he's cash collecting 500K a month from YouTube. So, what is his exact edge? And the first thing is communication skills. And this is crucial, guys. YouTube is a place where we're communicating together through words. So if you don't know exactly or you don't know the correct way to talk and communicate with others, then of course you're going to be at a disadvantage. And that's why I love William Brown, even just to listen to him, not for his value, but for his communication skills. Because how he's teaching and how he's speaking, very fluent, the accent is great, there is no mispronunciation, there is no, not even once in his videos, he messes up. He never ever says, like, oh, sorry, not that. Like, he's continuously talking about one thing through 30, 40 minutes and never messes up. His communication skills are huge, they're great. And I think that comes from a business background where he had to, manage, and he was a CEO of a big or CEO, business owner, and a CEO, founder, business, everything on a big business, and he had to learn how to communicate correctly. And that just comes off through his YouTube video. And a lot of people need to learn this. And that's what I'm doing right now. And it's not that easy, but also it's not that hard. It comes with a lot of repetition. So that's why communication skills are hugely important. And I have written down some things here as tips on what he's doing very, very correctly. Firstly, he leads. He gets you into the video and takes you on a journey. He's not explaining this is what you're going to go through and blah blah blah. It feels like he's next to you and he's just taking you on a journey and just explains something that would explain to a friend of him of 10 years old. Like if for a friend he was really friends with from a young age. So that's why leading in communications is really just crucial, because if you can't you know get someone's attention and direct someone's attention, you're never going to be able to be a great communicator, as you've seen with other presentations with, let's say, Steve Jobs with the first iPhone. It's like he leads you continuously through that presentation and you were continuously interested, curious, and that comes off through communication skills, and William Brown mastered this. Second is he's not fearful. A lot of people turn on the camera and they're like, oh my god, what do I say, how do I say, blah blah blah. William Brown doesn't care about that. William Brown starts off the video, starts sipping his coffee, and just explains what he wants to explain. And why this is important is that first, he proves that he's a leader and he's, a so to speak alpha male in this communication, in this space where he's not trying to force you, he's not trying to, use salesy gimmicks or tactics. What he's doing is explains what we are going to talk about and just goes on to talk about that, because he has this conviction inside him that because he knows exactly what he wants to teach you, he's going to do that. Like he has so much information, he has so much expertise, so much value. He has this conviction inside him that you're going to just stay and watch this video. And that's one of his, success. But of course, didn't come just randomly. He had to coach, no, cultivate this. So that's second step. The third is explaining everything. Now, what does explaining everything mean in this current situation? Well, when he talks about a topic, he understands that there is a lot of unaware or beginner people watching his video. So he explains every single step throughout, like thoroughly. What I mean by that is he even explained what is school. Like, what is school? Why did he need to explain what is school? Sam Owens and Alex Hormoz's business. Like, why did he need to do that? Well, a lot of people know what that is, but he needed to explain that. Fourth, he uses stories. When you're trying to prove a point, one of the best ways to prove this point is by using stories, because people tend to listen more to stories than to just simple words. Because through a story, you can imagine what you're saying and what you want to explain. People can imagine that, and it has a greater impact by stories. So if he wants to tell you, at the start of this video, which I've shown you, is like how I would make 10K per month ASAP if I had to start over. That's the title, I guess, or if I remember correctly. He starts the video by the story of what he did when, or what inspired him to create this video, because he talked with a woman over 40 at a coffee uh, about online coaching. And that's a story. He uses stories so much that it's going to be easy to consume his video. And that's why I think that gives him a huge edge on YouTube. Now the other is tone and pacing. He has this, you know, this not brilliant, but this cool sounding voice which you just want to listen to, and this pacing where he's talking fast at sometimes, but then he's slowing down to prove a point. And that's what I love about him. That's communication skills. Now, this is a huge edge on YouTube, guys. Like I cannot explain how much edge this gives him and how he was able to, blow up and get so many views continuously on every single video. So that's one of the edge on YouTube. And the other is somewhat different. The other is that he mastered YouTube skills. Now, what he mastered, are ideation, titles, thumbnails, and call to actions. Now, this is not that easy to master. In the same way, if you master it, you can have these kinds of results on your YouTube channel, like generating 500,000 views, sitting down and just yapping for 30 minutes straight to a camera. So that's why it's really important to really cultivate the skill that you have, like YouTube as a skill. Now, with that said, if you want to learn more about cultivating your YouTube skills, there is a video I've created exposing William Brown's 180.2K per month YouTube client acquisition strategy. Click on that video and watch it through because here I explain exactly on a YouTube skill basis on how and what he's doing from ideation, packaging, value creation, and some problems that you will maybe go through in the journey after you have started implementing those. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.